Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Hinterland. I guess we can start saying the final days of Hinterland. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be so quick to say that. But we are getting towards the final days of Hinterland. I decided I'd give our classy class a quick scrubbing. No particular reason other than it sure looks nice, shiny and clean and happy. Happy Tuesday, happy DLC day. I am not going to go through all of the DLC just because I am going to take an educated guess that you all have, well, looked at it yourselves. Either purchased it or taken the time to check it out. I will point out that I am kind of excited about this one. I think it's good. I wouldn't even mind doing a farm with just all of this horse equipment just stock, ready to go, ready to run. Maybe not all of it, maybe like a seeder, but I'll tell you, for a long time I was complaining how this was kind of the de facto weeder. You know, like you kind of had to just go with this one because it was the biggest, it was cheap, it just got the job done. It just got to the point where I just didn't even want to look at the stupid thing. I've been searching for this thing with color configuration. Even that would make it a little more exciting. But that all being said, here comes Giants with some new weeders. Now that looks pretty sweet. You got to admit, it looks pretty stinking sweet. I don't know. I kind of wish they would have done a little bit more with the tires. I'm usually not that like huge on tires. I honestly don't really care. Beyond the tread pattern, it's like, do you want dualies? Do you want triples? Do you want, tracks? Otherwise, whatever. This one was there actually. These two, but I do like this one, the 24.5 meter. I mean, that's a big one. That is a big one. And low horsepower, 200 horsepower is not bad. And then this one I want to check out because rumor has it, I believe this hoe, it's a special hoe. Just in case you didn't know. I guess it kind of trails or tracks itself in the rows, like potatoes, I guess, and stuff like that is my assumption. Something that we might end up trying out on a different map. But anyways, the class is happy. Check this bad boy combination over here out though. I leased this, I think it's 82 Studios, if I'm not mistaken. And that's our trailer connected. I want to see how self-unloading goes. This thing holds, it's unrealistic. It holds 250,000 liters. I figured since we're kind of out in the boonies, it would be nice to have something that can hold a little bit more crop than, I guess I'm just jumping because I'm happy. To hold a little bit more than this thing. I think this thing only holds like, what, 35 or something like that? 33? I forget. But this will be nice to have. Let's see how self-unloading goes with this. I don't know if it's smart enough to do both. I have no idea. So we're going to find out. Let's hop in this bad boy. We have a course already set up. We're going to go with the first waypoint. Our course, just in case you're interested, is this. We are going to do, I think I've got just 2 headlands. And we are at 100% on this field. 100%, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? 100%, 100, oh no, it makes a liar out of me, of course. Yield, 99%. I have a feeling, though, if we do a little walk, there we go. 100% yield. So we'll see 100% yield bonus. That's kind of nice. First waypoint. I guess it's just going to unfold and go. We should be getting, all things considered, we should be getting straw swaths. We are indeedly doodly. And now we're just going to have to wait and see how this thing actually handles. I actually should have parked it I have a feeling this thing is going to fill up on the opposite side of the field. Maybe we'll take our gizmo here. And I'm kind of tempted to park it. Oh, I don't want to park it over by those trees, though. You know what? Maybe we'll... You know what? We're going to leave it where it is. I don't want to put it on that hill right there. I don't want to park it by those trees because I have a feeling that's just going to cause a little more conflict with our combine. So we'll leave it here. We'll see how it goes. So I've got a couple things going on here. As you know, we purchased the JCB the last time we were in the game. I showed you that. Still loving that thing. I brought what still amounts to be my favorite looking tractor in the game right now. Oh man, I just love the way this Warrior looks. It's that green along with the black that just looks epic. It just looks so good. I'd have a fleet of those and I'd be super happy. Anyways, I did this because we got almost 1 million liters of grass off of that field, which was a little bit surprising to me. But then I thought, you know what? We've been doing silage additive, and silage additive does add quite a bit of volume. So maybe I shouldn't be too surprised. Let's fire both of these up. So the concept that I'm going for here is I saved the course that Courseplay did with the mower. So what we want to do, we're going to try something out here. So we are going to want to load. Load course? We want to load the west grass field. Load the course, activate. All right, so this thing has that course loaded into it. Where is the starting point? Okay. So what we're going to try and do, and I did lease this large crone forage wagon. It looks like it's going to need some silage additive. I'm almost wondering, oops, let's do this. Let's take a quick run back. I think we've got silage additive back at Heinrich's. I think we still have a pallet, some of a pallet left there. So let's get this thing filled up with some more silage additive. This crone forage harvester, not forage harvester, forage wagon, I guess you would say, holds, I think, 55,000, something along those. So it holds not quite twice as much as the one we own, but it holds quite a bit more, which makes it really handy. Here is our silage additive. So let's get that filled up. Thanks, Heinrich. Appreciate it, buddy. Little Valtra's just hanging out there. I should have put it in the shade. Try and park in the shade as much as possible so that the sun doesn't bleach our dashboard. Have you all used or ever used those fold-up window shade things for your car? I still see those once in a while. They're not as common, I think, as maybe they were when they first came out. But I remember when they were first introduced, at least I think I remember roughly when they were first put on the market and how popular they were. And I still see some here and there, like at the office or just around parking lots. I'll see these fold-up window shade things. And I wonder, I've been tempted to use them on and off, but I've never owned one. I've kind of thought about it though. The people that use them, I have asked, and evidently we just need to keep an eye on that thing so we can empty it when it when it's ready to go, we are going to start. I don't know what. We're going to start on this end with these diagonals. I don't know if this is towards the end of the course or beginning of the course. Nah, I was going to say we could probably load a course. Can we load? Just out of curiosity, you can have a course loaded twice, can't you? Or two different vehicles? Yeah, okay. So if we view this course, I kind of want to work, if it makes sense, I want to work the end of the course so that we meet our JCB somewhere in the middle. I think, yeah, so we were smart, I think, to start on this end. We'll start on this end and we'll work our way in and see if we can meet up somewhere. Let me go ahead and get rid of the lines. We don't need to see those. So yeah, I've thought about buying one of those fold-up jobbers. Do you all own that thing? One of those things? I've seen them. They like the ones that look like aluminum foil, and then I've seen some that have like comics on them, like a big SpongeBob one or a big smiley face or a peace sign. I'm gonna try and stay out of the way of the JCB if we can. I don't know where he's at, probably way back there. But I don't know. People that I ask that own them say they really like them. Now, sometimes I have noticed it's human nature, I think. I think it's human nature, unless you're really, really not happy with something that you buy. I think in general, it's human nature to compliment your purchase and say that you're really happy with something, especially I think the more expensive it is. I think, or maybe even in situations where you feel like maybe you don't have buyer's remorse, but you kind of question a little bit whether or not you really did buy. I see that JCB's over there. Is he stopped? Is he full already? Anyways, I kind of wonder if they're telling me that these window shades, oh yeah, he stopped. If these window shades really aren't that great, but people don't want to say it's stupid because then they feel stupid for spending money on something stupid. Does that make sense? Man, he filled up. Wow, okay. He filled up kind of quick, didn't he? But we got the JCB, so we're not going to be sluggishly going over to our fermenting silo. We've got the speed to get her done. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure I've done that. I'm pretty sure that, like, at some point or another, I'll give you an example if I'm not making sense, because maybe I'm not making sense, and that's quite literally possible. I love British people. I love British people because I love when they do the literally. Anyways, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I purchased, at the time it was a pretty decent graphics card. It was a, and this was several years ago now, so don't, just keep that in mind. I purchased for my computer when I was doing an overhaul. I purchased a Gigabyte Aorus, I think it was Gigabyte Aorus GTX 1070, NVIDIA GTX 1070. Sounds pretty fancy, doesn't it? Gaming OC card. In fact, I remember the name of it, the Gaming OC for overclock, because it was overclocked by like 10 megahertz, which was completely imperceptible. But anyways, after I purchased this card, okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it at the nearest. After I made this purchase, I was pretty happy with it, but it turns out that it was one of the more expensive GTX 1070 cards. You know how you get kind of a price range with your graphics cards, you know? You can get a cheaper and less expensive of just about any of them, right? And that just varies depending on the cooling the card has and marketing and RGB lights or whatever nonsense they're trying to sell you. And I think I remember what after buying it that I saw that there was it was a 1070. Yeah, there was a 1070. I think the TI came out, the 1070 Ti. And I remember looking at the specs and looking at some of the benchmarks and kind of thinking to myself, man, it would have been kind of nice to buy that Ti. Maybe I should have bought that Ti. But instead of just saying that, you know, and just saying, hey, yeah, I know it's this 1070. I might have been smarter to buy the Ti, but it is what it is. I think I would have had the tendency to say, oh, I'm super happy with my 1070. I'm super happy with it. I think it's a great card. No regrets. Wouldn't even have thought about spending $50 more on a Ti. I'm just so happy with it. Now, I don't know that I did that, but if I did, let's just say I did, that's kind of the example I'm shooting for, is that humans have a tendency to, instead of just, because I think if you admit that maybe you didn't make the smartest purchase, or maybe if you had, or maybe you did the best, you made the best purchase you could at the time. Maybe you couldn't afford the extra 50. Or like a buddy of mine, oh, this was bad. A buddy of mine, and I warned him. Oh, I warned him. It was somewhere around the time that I bought the 1070. I really wanted the 1080, but I just couldn't justify the extra cash. Well, he could, and he bought the 1080. But instead of doing a little homework, excuse me, and finding out that NVIDIA was about 2 months away, excuse me, from launching their new 20 series, he just went ahead and bought the 1080. If he would have waited 2 months, excuse me, I'm sorry guys, my throat it's bad air quality again. I'm telling you, it's back in the news. I got an alert today on my phone that the air quality was starting to suck again. Oh, and it's going to be so hot this week. Anyways, before I get off topic. So he said, screw it, I'm buying the 1080. Finds out 2 months later, NVIDIA launches the 20 series. The sad part is that if he would have waited, one of two things, he could have done one of two things. He could have gotten the 1080 for, I want to say not quite a bit less, but it was definitely like a decent amount less. Or he could have paid the same, almost the same money and got a brand new 2080, the RTX, which would have given him ray tracing and faster GDR memory and I think it's GDR, is it, or whatever? Anyways, is that guy stopped again? Is he really filling up that fast? Are we? Wow. Holy cow, dude. You are going to town. We're going to get, I might have to get a third dude on the job here. So anyways, yeah, and he still was like, oh, I'm super happy with my 1080. And I think he was. I mean, anybody would have been happy with the 1080. It was a pretty stinking good card back in the day. And this, of course, was before COVID and all these oddball supply chain restrictions that came into play and all this stuff. And that's a totally different subject. We're going to talk about at some date and time. I've got a friend at work that is heavily involved in quote unquote supply chain management. And to hear him talk about the whole supply chain fiasco that came up during COVID, it really does make you really it put on your tinfoil hat a little bit, because however true, COVID was somewhat responsible for some tightening in the supply chain. There is very good evidence from people that actually know what they're talking about, unlike myself, who I've never been involved in supply chain management. They will let you know that, let's just say, it was a good opportunity for some companies to take some advantage of the market. Go figure, right? How hard is that for me to convince you of? It shouldn't be that hard. Hey, if there's extra money involved, trust me, it's going to be involved. Holy smackers. And what a great time for companies to just play with some numbers, and wow. Anyways, getting back to the subject at hand, if it even is really a subject, I just find human nature interesting, that I think some people would rather, instead of just saying, maybe I shouldn't have bought this, or maybe it wasn't worth the money I paid for it. Just a bit of self-honesty, and kind of thing. I don't know. I've got a lot of respect for people. Those are the kind of people I tend to hang out with, or the kind of people that don't feel like they have to cover up bad decisions or inadequacies or something like that to just look good. Because I think a lot of times people just see through it anyways. And people are thinking to themselves, dude, just admit that you might have screwed up. It's okay, And that's why it's just part of the reason why when I look at reviews online for products, I'm very, I take them very lightly for the most part. The reviews that I like the most are the ones where people actually give specifics. I completely ignore reviews where people just say something is either brilliant or it's horrible. I was told, I forget who told me this, but basically their thing was, you eliminate the 5 stars, you eliminate the 1 stars, and you read the 2, 3, and 4 stars. Maybe not such a bad way to go. Look on Amazon, and you look at the reviews on Amazon, and I think there's some truth, or some maybe that's some good advice, And plus, you always have to look at reviews and see if they were sponsored reviews. I was given this product for free. I don't think I've ever, and maybe you all have, so I can't say this 100% certainty, but me personally, I have never seen a negative review on Amazon when someone was given a product to review. That should tell you something too. Oh, you think you want to keep getting free stuff? Well, you better say something good about it, because you talk smack about our product, and chances are pretty good we're not going to be giving you another product. And that's why I have so much respect for people. I have a lot more respect, I should say, for YouTubers and anybody that does reviews and pays for things out of their pocket, because they don't want to have to deal with we'll keep giving you stuff as long as you let us, oh man, talk about sketchy. I remember I was watching he's a pretty popular tech review guy, I think he's one of the bigger ones, and it's not Linus Tech, but it's another dude. And he talked about this very thing where um, I think he ended up dropping one of the companies that would send him stuff for review because they required that he let them see the review video before he published it, in order not just for them to view it, but in order for them to also make changes to it. Now, they wouldn't go in and make changes to it, but they would let him know that, hey, you talk smack about this particular part of our product. We want you to know that we're going to change this or do this so that you can say something positive about it and stuff like that. And he was like, nah, this is nonsense. You know, I'm not doing that. Give me your product, and I'm going to review it the way it is and the way I see it. And I got a lot of respect for those guys. I used to watch this one dude. I forget. He was an interesting guy. He kind of had a bit of a type A personality or whatever, but he was pretty out there. And but yeah, he was hardcore about it. Yeah, he wouldn't buy everything he reviewed necessarily, but he would make it very, very clear if it was something he purchased for review or if it was given to him. And he would also make it very clear that if it was given to him and the company didn't like the review, they had kind of a couple choices. They could either fix it so that it would get a good review and he would review it again, or they could just suck it up and take it on the chin because their product sucks. You know, companies should not be afraid of reviews. And if you're a company and you're afraid of reviews, well, maybe you need to do a little soul searching on your products, you know. And I get it. Sometimes there's probably some, you know, just people out there that are haters, you know, that I know I've seen reviews that are clearly tainted either against certain companies. You know, some people hate Apple. Some people hate Microsoft. Some people hate Dell or HP, or just they've had a bad experience with a Gigabyte motherboard, or maybe an Asus motherboard or something like that. They're just, and that's it, you know, they're done. They just don't want to deal with it anymore, and they're going to talk smack. And if I was that company, I wouldn't be giving them anything either, you know. I'd try to make it right, but if I couldn't, well, you know, you're on your own, buddy. We should go check. Let me fire this JCB worker off. And I've been yapping, and we should probably go take a peek ski at our, I got a bad feeling. Oh, he's still moving. Oh, he just unloaded. I'm like, you're not following the tracks here, buddy. I think he just unloaded. So we've got some in there. And, oh, he is unloading. Yeah, unloading into both trailers. I don't know how he's picking which trailer to unload in, but I think this trailer was empty. I'm pretty sure the back trailer was empty. Well, that's kind of cool. Nice. I'm glad to see that it's working the way it should. Holy cow. How exciting is that? Got a little curly Q windrow right there. I guess we can get rid of these lines, get a little more a la naturel look. We should get a good chunk of wheat off of this field. Barley, sorry, my bad. Barley. I think I called it wheat last episode. My apologies. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did say that this was our third wheat field. Clearly not wheat. As far as ready to harvest goes, nothing else. Where's our growing stages? Oh, yeah. Okay. What is this, next month right here, I think? And next month on these two. Yeah, we're getting there. I just about darn near filled our bakery with wheat. It's got a lot of wheat. So it's got plenty of wheat to make flour. I think we're going to take this barley. We could bring it here as well, but I'd kind of like to take it over to our, what was this guy that we just put in? This thing here. Barley flour to our farm factory, the Ornata farm factory. We might end up taking some. Uh-oh. We're out of liquid fertilizer. Wait, why aren't you producing? What's wrong with you? Out of space. What's out of space? Out of space. Should be okay. Maybe it just needs to... Ooh. Yeah, these are probably 3 to 1. Maybe these are just overproducing more than what our coffee roasting factory can put out, maybe. I don't know. I think that's what it has been. I think I saw that before, too. How's our clothing doing? I haven't looked at our clothing factory in some time. I haven't been paying a lot of attention to our factories. Maybe I should be. I think I should be. Is this not the door? Do I need to turn my... I'm pretty sure that's where our Delio is. Oh, it's over here a bit. Okay. We got her. So wool is keeping up pretty good. This is the end of our cotton. Once this is out, we'll have to either... Well, we probably won't be planting more cotton on Hinterland. So my guess is we will... Oh, I didn't know I turned on... Oh yeah, this is right. Okay. So any cotton we continue to get, we may have to turn back on through our open air gardens if we get to that point where we run out of cotton, which we probably will. We've got a lot of money sitting here in clothing, so if we need a spare $1 million, we could probably go ahead and grab these clothes, and I'm sure we'd be in pretty good shape. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episodic adventure that is Hinterland. I think I'm going to let you all go. We will be back here tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? I think so. We'll be back here tomorrow doing some more work, picking up some more harvesting. And Thursday, I think we're going to get back to Hagenstedt. It's been a couple weeks since we've done some Throwback Thursday, and I was thinking about Hagenstedt, and there's a field in Hagenstedt that I spent a lot of time on this field over by the BGA, and I think we're going to spend some time on that field this Thursday and see if we can't get the BGA working for us. You all can see my skills or lack thereof. My bunkering skills, I tend to, for some reason, have a lot of difficulties unloading product in bunkers and not getting stuck. So we'll see how that goes if we get to that point. Otherwise, you all have a really good rest of your Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks again for the new subscribers. I really do appreciate you all so much. Please leave a like if you would possibly. I think that helps the channel a lot, so I'm told. Pity likes are welcomed. You don't, if you just feel sorry for me, that's fine by me. You won't be the first person, and I'm not too proud to accept pity likes. And you all take care of yourselves, and most importantly, take care of each other. Be nice to each other. It's totally worth it. Trust me. Everything works better if you're nice to the other person. So it just is a fact of life. And I'll see you back here Wednesday. Bye for now.